Welcome to the show, Dr. Voice, a vocal coach, basically vocal coach to the stars. You've coached the likes of Sam Smith, among many others. You've been a mentor to the likes of George Michael, Pixie Lot, and the BeeGees, again, among others. There's a ton of stuff to talk about with you about what you do, how that's constructed. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to have you on the show here with us. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do tell us more.
Thank you so much for having me, Skyler and Tom. I'm very pleased to be here. Honoured, in fact, because I've seen your music, Skyler. What you're doing is extraordinary. And I must commend that first, because you're a life changer and with your music, and that's beautiful. I'm supposedly, quote unquote, a life changer with the way the voice works. You see, a lot of us don't realize, and this is what my message is to the world, that your voice is the soundtrack to your life. It's the echo of who you really are. So when you were born and you come through your mother's womb, the first experience you had is you took a breath, and then you went, wah, wah, and there was 65 muscles ringing out to the universe saying, I'm alive. Help me, where am I? And when we grow up in a world of being knocked down, in a world of being completely and utterly lost, our lack of self-esteem is so bad from a childhood, because we were all born with this feeling of, well, we can't do this, we can't do that. No, shut up, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this, and so on and so forth. So our voice is the first thing that gets affected. So I've been on a 50-year journey on uncovering voices in singing and speaking. And I've found that inside every human being, there's this pure tone. And that pure tone is stuffed itself inside our body in what I call a little drop. And what happens, that little drop's connection to us is our next breath. So when we associate with that breath and that sound in our body, we become more expressive and alive and focused as a human being. My job as a vocal coach is to awaken the deepest part in a human being, which is attached to the breathing mechanism and the pure tone that happens inside their body. And that's what I've been doing. And it's phenomenal to watch it happen to people, because they get emotional, their life changes, because they start to see, oh my God. And I look at you, Skyler, that you have affinity with your voice, an extraordinary affinity with your voice, that as you make sound, when you sing and when you perform, you have the backing of that drop, and it comes through you. And most of us as artists don't even see it. We don't even realize, oh, that was fantastic. What was it? Oh. And that's why after an event we're delightfully surprised that we touched someone, or we moved an audience, or we moved people through our music. So that powerful thing inside us is the root of our being. The most powerful thing in this whole entire universe is this moment. That's all we've got. Did you know you cannot be in the moment unless you're with your breath or your voice?
Right.
They're the only two elements that put you in the moment. Everything else is in your head. Yeah. Everything else is in the past, in your thinking. So being with yourself, being with the pure tone of your voice, is what I train people to do, so they can wake up this extraordinary self-expression that they all desperately need to have in this lifetime. We all need that.
You know the amazing thing about singing, because it's all I've done all my life. My mom, my grandmother, and my aunt were singers, and so, I had to go to rehearsals with them when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Just watching singers and how people develop in their singing.
Yes.
Now, when I'm producing singers, what I do is listen, don't listen to the radio for 2 months before we do this production, because I don't want to hear who you're listening to.
Yes.
I want to know what's going on inside of you.
Yes. Well done. Beautiful.
And let's connect that to your voice.
Yes.
Your voice is like fingerprints.
Exactly.
I could go to another country tomorrow and call you. You go, hey, Skyler. I'm in another country, right?
Yeah.
So you know the tone of my voice.
Yes.
And I tell singers, you have to develop that yourself. Let's put that with the beautiful notes, with some feeling, and you're on to something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The most powerful thing for me, though, in the understanding of uncovering the voice in the last 50 years for me, because I couldn't seem to save my life at all. Right up until my 20s, I was told to shut up. Can you sing tenor? I said, what? 10 or 12 miles away, because you're tone deaf. When you hear a note, that was me.
Yeah.
And this devastated me. So I realized that why is it I can't sing? My brother's a great singer. His manager was Robert Stigwood, Polydor Records, and the BeeGees. They all looked after him. But for me, I realized, therefore, I have to go deeper. I have to go deeper than a singer does. I have to go deeper, more into the science and the depth of where vibration comes from. And I did 10 years meditation. I did 8 hours a day for 10 years of my life to discover the deepest inner part in me, which is attached to a pure tone. And that pure tone is in everything. If I was to make that sound, I didn't need breath for that. Why? Because it wasn't me trying to do anything. It was a pure tone inside me, inside that drop inside us, that infinite drop. And that is in the universe. It's everywhere. And that's the root of our being. And that's what we want to express. We want to express. So I found through research that tone belongs to 4 major beams in our body. 4 beams. One is, that's the or vowel. I call it the or vowel. And the next one is the It's like weird. And it comes straight from that pure toniness. And then you've got the which is backing up. And then you've got the which is more spread. And if you look at all the singers, and I've done a study on this, of all the major singers in the world, you'll see them all doing the or, and they're just producing these tones all the time. And I call them the 4 beams. When you wake them up in a person who's never had them awoken, I know you have, Skyler, and you've probably visited many times. No, you have. But for those that don't, it's earth-shattering.
Yeah.
They cry. They can't believe they're making that sound. Because there's no mind, there's no judgment, there's no trying to be a singer. And when they feel that in their body, then they start to sing, oh my God, it's eureka.
Yeah, man, it's liberating.
Yeah, liberating. And that's what my job is. I love doing it. It's just amazing to see so many people get affected and changed by the tones of their own voices as I direct them.
I love it. Tom?
There's a ton of questions I'd like to ask you, but I'd like to also know a little bit about your immersion day as to what that constitutes. I mean, it's basically a course, essentially, from what I gather. I just want to know a little bit about, for our viewers, how that day is constructed, how that time is spent, and what people can learn from you. Yeah,
thank you. Immersion Day is where it's for speakers or singers. I do get a lot of people from America, a lot of dignitaries, Prime Ministers, the Prince of Emirates, all sorts of people come to me to help change their voices. So I always suggest have an immersion day, because an immersion day is stripping away all the concepts and beliefs they have about themselves. And that takes a while, because you've got to get their ego out of the way. Whoa. And when you get to the heart, yeah, that's a big job. But the immersion day does it. It gets the ego, puts the ego over the other side of the room, and they start to hear themselves in a totally different way. So we work on their voice. We also work on the blocks, because everyone has blocks in their persona. They have a block about this, a block about that. Oh no, I couldn't do that. I can't make that sound. Self-consciousness comes in. Oh, I can't do this. Even if I got you, Tom, now. Are you a singer, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
You're a singer. Okay, so if I got you to sing something now and you weren't a singer, your self-consciousness would kick in.
Yeah.
And so, was it on? Was it off? Was it good? Was it bad? But because you're a singer, you know where to go. You know what to do. These people that come to me for speaking, I get them singing, because it breaks down the ego and gets them to feel the presence of themselves for when they talk. Right. And it's extraordinary to watch.
Everything is with feeling.
Yes, all feeling. Everything's feeling. I mean, I mentioned to you before, one of my clients was Sam Beard, who looked after President Kennedy right up to President Obama. And he looked after 7 presidents. And when he came to me, I released his voice and put him on a different platform in his life. So when he stood up in front of everybody, Jackie Kennedy and all these people, she was running all the things at that point, this incredible presence she felt. And then he went on to create this 0 to 3s to help babies grow. In a what we call a very loving environment, because apparently our brain is only being used 5% at the moment.
Wow.
But the baby between 0 and 3 is the only time you use 100% of your brain. So when the baby is loved with music, when the baby is loved by played to, seen to, spoken to, shared with, when the baby is taken on this journey, by the time it's 3, it's set. It's set with intelligence further along the path than AI could ever get. Because by the time it's 12 and 13 and 14 years old, it doesn't want to go into gangs. It wants to be in the love and the happiness that it was brought into when it first entered the earth. And that's what this charity is called. My friend runs, Sam Smith. And I'm working that with John, do you know John Parr? St. Elemo's Fire. Yeah, St. Elmo. He's working with Sam as well. I mean, we're looking at trying to pull in people that write songs, babies. It's already been launched in Africa, and it's changed a village, 50 people in a village. Then it went to 1,000 after 3 months, and now there's 1 million people being affected by that.
It's amazing.
So it's waking up. We're all wanting to wake up, Skyler, aren't we? We've got to wake up this world to the truth, to the love of who we are. If you are on a path in your life where you are trying to become a better person, that's it. If you're just trying to be a better person in your life, you are adhering to the laws of this incredible existence, because that's what it wants us to do. It wants us to be in love, it wants us to feel joy, and it wants to express ourselves. That's the purpose of this universe. That's the purpose of our life.
And what better way than music?
Oh, yeah.
Music is the key. And that's why singing and performing is our greatest ally to who we really are.
The voice was the first instrument.
Yes, absolutely.
For me, I'm trying to get young people to write lyrics that heal, educate, and solve problems. And
Yes.
it could be any instrument that you want to use, but
Yes.
the lyrical content is to heal us, right?
Yes.
And yeah, all the biggest songs. I mean, look at Imagine, right?
Yeah.
And all he was saying was imagine peace with melody.
Yes.
And vocal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He got the point across.
John Lennon, yeah, absolutely.
Listen, my brother, thank you for coming on.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
beautifully informative, and that was really, really cool. And for people to see you in this kind of medium, where they can see you, not
Yes,
not reading about something that you wrote, right?
yes, yes.
They can feel
Absolutely.
you. They feel you for who you are, and that
Absolutely.
I love this kind of shows that we have it because you learn so much. There's so many people behind the curtain that are
Yeah.
so important to society, right?
Absolutely.
Listen,
Absolutely.
Tom's gonna get all your info, man, so we can spread the love.
Just want to know if you can let us know any kind of websites you've got that people can go and see what you're doing, and any kind of, if you're available on any kind of social media at all.
Yeah, I have a free training on my website. People want to go to my free training videos, they can. I do that for them because my thing is to wake the voice up, to wake people up to who they really are and their sound. And so I don't want to make it difficult for people. So I bring people in and encourage them to take. So on my website it's www.drvoice.tv, drvoice.tv. If you go on there, you can see all the freebies and get connected. I've got the fastest singing program, which is a very fast way of getting a person to be able to sing. It's my top of the fleet. It's very powerful. It gets people learning a song off that when they know that song, they can sing any song after.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah, and I'm very open to help and inspire anybody that wants to move forward in self-expression. So important.
Yeah.
So important.
But we go pass along the love.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Let people see who you are.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. You're a spirit. It's really wonderful, man. I can see why people want to take a chance and go, you know what, he's right.
Yeah.
The
Right.
enthusiasm, isn't it? The enthusiasm and infectiousness of what you're doing. It just makes you want to learn more and bring into what
That's
you're
it.
doing.
It's about the love. It is about the love. Sorry, Skyler, you talk about it. I've seen it on this platform you've got. It's the love. It's the love. What are we here for? We're on this planet for a very short period of time, and we have a contract with the universe. One contract, and that is the universe says, just be in love, feel joy, and live your life. If you don't, you're going to be in hell.
But like I said, they can stay over there in hell if they want to, right?
Yeah.
I want to be around people that want to spread the love, spread the love, right? You know what I mean? Much love, brother. Namaste, man. Thanks for coming.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Take care.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.